Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182, Charter Communications. That's local to North Alabama. You can also find us on Abundant Television, that's syndicated, and that's on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, Net News Network. .net. I have with me a very special friend and a very special guest. Her name is Loretta Rodger. She is a crafter, and I've learned so many things. First of all, you've got to get down here to my craft room, and you've got to help me get organized because mine looks nothing like yours looks. It's so together. How do you do it?
Well, right now my craft room is not real together, but I made some large purchases, not, money large, but a lot of stuff recently from a couple of ladies who were getting rid of their craft items. And so things are stacked up. But I kind of have a not so hard and fast rule. If it comes into my craft room, something's got to go out. But if your craft room, speaking of organization, I do actually have one tip, and that's if you feel overwhelmed by your craft space, the best thing for you to do is actually completely empty it and start over.
Where would I put all the stuff I'm trying to start over with?
Well, you would just put it in a different room, put it in boxes, and then you can organize it as you go along. Put all the scissors together, put all the paper together, whatever it is. And then you can plan out your space or replan your space accordingly. And then you're good to go. Because cabinets, honey, they hide a multitude of sin.
Cabinets and shelving it's a must for any room, but really a craft room. But here's my problem. Maybe you can help me out with this. So actually my craft room and my studio are the same room. So I have lots of equipment, the camera equipment and the lighting and all that kind of stuff takes up quite a bit of space. If it were just a craft room, that'd be fine. If it were, because my desk is also in here. So it's kind of my office, craft room, and studio all in one room. And the room is it's 14 this way and 20 this way.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty good space.
That's pretty good. But then I've got a closet. So Phil had this built for me. You remember hearing about COVID? COVID happened a long time ago. So anyway, COVID happened and I have asthma. So the person I was renting space from, her radio station, she said, I don't want you here. I'm afraid for you to get COVID. I'm afraid it'll really wreak havoc on you if you get it. She said, so I just don't want you coming here. And so long story short, I talked to my sponsors and they all said, why don't you just go at it on your own? So I did. So I didn't have to rent the space from the studio or from this particular radio station anymore. And so I was doing Facebook Live and stuff anyway. So the sponsors came with me. Phil had this built for me. I was working out of a bedroom first with a green screen with lights coming in. So Phil said, this is not going to work. You've got to have space. So he had this built for me. And so this is pretty cool. And it's still a work in progress. It still hasn't finished yet. So I have lighting in the back that needs to be worked on. And just carpet is down, but then there's an area that doesn't have carpet on it, but it's still very workable. But do you think if you came over here and analyzed it, could you get me organized?
Yes, absolutely, it could. Now there is
without throwing away my good stuff, though.
Correct. Absolutely, it's easy. Now you would have homework before I ever got there, and this goes for everyone. There is a website that I 110 million% am behind.
Wait, I'm going to write it down. I'm ready.
Okay, it's clutterbug.me.
.me.
Okay. Now, on their website, there's like a whole bunch of things, but it'll say, take the Clutterbug quiz. Take the quiz. Now, why is this important? This lady, her name's Cassandra, and she actually is on television now. She's got a Hot Mess House. She's done 2 seasons, I think, maybe even 3 now. But she breaks down organizing into what is natural to you. So are you naturally someone who likes things out where you can see them?
Yeah, I am.
Still kind of nice and neat, but, out where you can see them. Or are you like me? I don't want to see it. I'm going to shove it in a drawer and be done with it kind of thing. So you would probably be a bee or a cricket, and I am a ladybug with a little bit of butterfly tendencies. Now, butterflies, and she explains all of these different clutter bugs in on her channels, but she's Clutterbug on YouTube. She's clutterbug.me on the web.
There she is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. But you will learn a lot. And when you take that quiz, you're going to be surprised at how dead on it is. But then she has videos on her channel and on her website that go through, okay, so if you happen to be a ladybug, then these are the things that you can do to get you organized and get you back onto track with things without you going completely and totally bonkers. Because, and people ask me a lot, well, but it's just, I just don't know where to start. It doesn't matter where you start. I mean, if where you start is taking out the trash, then you started. Mm-hmm. But absolutely.
I've got to have my space. Like I've got the greenhouse, that's my space there. Only gardening stuff goes there. But again, the one I've got here is, okay, here's the studio part right here. This is a section. And then the section right here, which is all surrounding it, is the craft stuff. And then my desk is right there. That's where I keep up with all of my sponsors and anything that have anything to do with the business part of it. But I'm saying
you can say it better than you are. And there's one solution that you probably haven't thought of. Hang a curtain between the two. Not necessarily a curtain. You can use sheets. But as long as there's a divider between this space and this space, then your mind automatically will shift gears.
Yeah, but here's the problem. I'm claustrophobic. And I tried that.
Did you
and
try
I was
it?
like, I'm like, oh. I mean, it was just, I couldn't do it. And for one thing, I love to look outside. So I have 2 windows right here. And with the curtain, it hides my windows.
Have you thought of switching the space?
Mm-mm.
So,
no, because Phil has built the most magnificent workbench right there, right where the windows are. And I've got to have it there. And it brings the light in really good. I mean, I got good lighting in here, but I like natural light.
I do too. Right now, there's not much of it, so I do have one of my studio lights on just so we can see me, kind of.
To give you an idea, I have I don't want blinds in here. I even at night, I don't want blinds. Again, I'm claustrophobic. But I have like a curtain, like a kind of a cafe-looking little curtain up there. And I would even be fine without that up there. But Phil always has this fear somebody's looking in at me. And I said, well, let them look. Maybe they'll learn something. Because we have security cameras and all that stuff anyway. So, and I keep my gun with me. So
I was about to say, there's a little something on the side probably.
I keep it right here. So just in case. So I'm on the website. And we need to mention this. It is Clutterbug, Coutter, bug.me. So you're talking about I didn't know there were organizing styles.
There are.
Just a little bit. So you got ladybug, butterfly, cricket, and bee.
Correct. My guess is you're a bee.
You're guessing I'm the bee. So let's find out a little bit more about what bee is. So it says bees are visual. Wait a minute. I got out of it. It says that bees are visual characters. So let's dig just a little bit. The bee traits. Bee is a visual person and I'm already getting it. You got me pegged, I think, because I am a visual person who often has a project on the go. Bees are very, well, you lost me on this one. This says bees are very organized people.
Actually, you're more organized than you think.
You think?
And when you start going through her program, you're going to find out you're more organized than you think. It's going to be a matter of tweaking a few things that you like right now, but you're like, I kind of like it, and then you'll go away from it, and then it's like, oh, I just need to go back to it again. But yeah, and it also has to do with how you store stuff. So bees are notorious for just leaving stuff out until they can get to it.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that you'll see if you take her Clutterbug, take her test, and I wonder, you'll have to tell me if it shows you as a bee.
Well, here's what happened. You remember the supplies I bought from you? They're still sitting in the same box they came in, and that's been how long ago? I know I'm gonna do it. 2 years. Has it been 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, they're still now. They're out of the way. I don't stumble over them. No, but I have a particular stash.
Yeah,
they are. And I actually organized them again, putting them in my way of finding things. So they're in a nice organization right here, and they're in a box. But now I have a section, and it's under one of my work tables. I have 2 work tables, so it's under one of my work tables of things I'm gonna get to. And I put it out of my mind, and I don't even think about it. And then one of these days, the boat's gonna hit me, and I'm gonna go, I want to work on that. So it'll be right there where I left it. And I'm one of those people too. I don't want anybody in my space. So Phil helps me. I got like the world's best husband. So Phil helps me like clean house and stuff like that. I don't have all this stuff to do by myself. He helps. And the 2 places I don't want him in, 3 places. I don't want him in the greenhouse. I don't want him in the kitchen, and I don't want him in my studio. Otherwise, the rest of the house looks spick and span because he basically does it. I mean, he's got it going on. So he'll say, I'm afraid to go in there. I'm afraid something's
that sounds familiar.
He'll say, no, I need it because I have a lot of tools. And so like he's been working on the room. You haven't been to the house, you got to come to the house. So this room used to be a bathroom. It was right by the kitchen, which I never liked the bathroom being right by the kitchen. And so he's taken everything out. He's gutted it. He took the floors out, had a lot of rot in it. And just from my grandparents living here forever, no one lived in this house for 14 years.
Oh,
we bought it. So, our house just gets run down for some reason. So there was rot. There was I can't believe there wasn't mold, but there wasn't any. God bless us on that. So anyway, takes everything out, guts it out, completely does the walls, takes all the flooring out, redoes all of that. And now it's a walk-in pantry with a washing machine in it. And I'm into that. So that's helped a lot.
Yeah, Mike redid our pantry about a year and a half, 2 years ago now. And I love it. It was actually 2 pantries side by side. Neither one of them were functioning well. And he gutted them. And then he did built-ins, which you've seen. So there's like slots, little slots.
Just like a grocery store. Going to your pantry is like I'm at the grocery store.
Yeah, we have rolling. You put the cans in, it rolls down. It's really cool.
And then you told me about, and I knew you probably did. Then you said, now I also rotate by the date. You said that. And I said, well, of course you do.
Yeah, because the older stuff is always going to be what you pull first. And it's the same way if we've stacked something on the shelf because, we got a really good deal. I shouldn't say he's marked the can so we know the date. So, hey, look, this doesn't expire until 2024. Okay, fine. But we do have these, the sauce that's going to expire in 2023. So obviously it needs to be, consumed first. So, and, people they throw stuff away that just because it expired in July.
No, you can go beyond that.
It's probably good for another 2 or 3 years, unless the can's stand it or something. We're going to a
commercial break. This happens every single time. Loretta and I are just buddies, so we get on here and we start talking, and we forget what time it is. Let's go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Half the show already. We'll be right back. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for 2 or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Let Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes.
Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio. We are your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Loretta Rodger is with me right now, like one of my best friends. I go to her for everything. I cry on her shoulder. I ask for advice. How do I get organized? How do I do this? How do I do that? Blah, 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 blah. You've been there through everything, so thank you, Loretta.
Thank you. I love you to pieces.
Yeah, and she doesn't mind telling me when I need to correct something too, which is another value of a true friend.
Now I try to do it gently though. Now
you do. I got to say you do that. So, but anyway, that's what you need a friend for. But we're talking about being organized, and so here's what's going to happen. Loretta's going to come to the house, and then I'm going to work myself to death getting organized because I don't want her to see how sloppy I am. So anyway, there's a really good website to go to. You got me digging, man. I'm going to go into this one right here. So you think I've got the B traits. So let's see.
do. Take the Clutterbug quiz and it will tell you for sure.
Okay. All right. This is me. You got me pegged. Absolutely. Bees almost always come with a lot of stuff. I know this because we have bees. I'm like a bee. We are one. Me and the bees get along with each other. So anyway, here we go. Whether the bees are always come with a lot of stuff, whether it be exercise equipment, scrapbooking supplies, it'd be you. You sure you're not a bee?
I'm positive.
Photographs, art supplies, books. Oh man, I got to have my books now. If somebody came in here and said, if they were holding a gun to my head and they said, you got to get rid of something, but you can only keep one thing, what would it be? I'd have to keep my books. Books are, it's info. I mean, books are a way to get away from crazy stuff. books are key to my life. I mean, I have to have them. So, and I've got a library. I forgot to tell you about that. Also in here is a library. So got that too. Cooking, baking utensils, woodworking materials, home improvement tools, or any other supplies you need during the hobby. It can quickly take over your space. Now, here are some ideas and suggestions, and you're always talking about pegboard organizers. And
yeah, especially for bees, because unlike me, because I'm a ladybug and I like things behind closed doors where you don't see them. And believe it or not, even though this cabinet right back there is a hot mess right now, everything like items are still together, but I don't have to look at them. But with a bee, you're very visual. So if you take a nice pegboard, paint it, the same or a different color than your wall, whatever you like.
Red, white, and blue. Okay.
Well, then, you can paint it like a flag, absolutely, and then hang your tools on it. But every single time after about 10 days, I know people say it's 30, it's not, about even 7 days, after 7 to 10 days, you're going to be in a habit of putting it back. And when you look up and you don't see that hammer, you don't see that glue gun or whatever it is,
I'm going to show you.
It's going to prompt you to do it.
I'll let you guys kind of go on a little bit of a tour. And so this is the workbench I was talking to you about. I love my workbench. And so what happened is, Phil, you can see several things up here. Like this is I like the men tool chest kind of things because they're sturdier and my stuff goes well in it. Also, I've got my pegboards, and oh, by the way, this is my gift that Phil one Mother's Day said, "What would you like for Mother's Day, your birthday, whatever?" I said, "I want a drill press. I love this drill press. This is great because I work with, with metals and stuff like that. So this is really good for when I need holes in it. I keep some of my stuff like necklaces I make and stuff like that. And then I've got right here, you can see more.
You are a bee. You are a bee. You are a bee. I promise you.
I got to see it. See, like it would drive me crazy if I had your cabinets. They look better, but I've got to be able to see all my hand tools. There you go. So they're hanging up right there. I've got to have stuff so I can see it. And right there's more. And then this is my desk. This is the business side of everything right here. And then up here, see more shelves. But I've got everything in a category. So maybe I'm not as unorganized. Now, you'll probably freak out when you walk in here. Okay, no. And then my lighting. I've got all the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Part of my library is right here. So now your thoughts. You still think I'm a bee?
Oh, I know you're a bee. No thinking about it. Absolutely a bee.
Because I've got to see it. Like you've got this really nice new thing to keep you organized. And you're talking about putting a real pretty, decorative, like it look pretty kind of a thing where you can't see what's in it. Man, that would drive me nuts. I've got to see what's in it at a glance.
Now, that's not to say that I don't like having some things out, because which way am I going here? I do. This is all ink. It has gone through 3 moves with Mike and I. Mm-hmm. And I love it. They're ink pads. It holds any size you want. And so it's right there. And baby wipes always have to be out. I stamp a lot. And so if you stamp a lot or you do a lot of art and, you use decoupage medium, need something to clean up quick, that's your ticket right there. You are a die-hard bee. I am almost willing to bet you a whole $1 that you are.
I get it. Because the big difference, I don't want doors. I gotta there's my leather down there. I'm gonna work on something, whatever. So I'm gonna pull that out.
But we can streamline it, and we can even get some containers that you could still see through. And
that's what it says right here. You had me pegged. Okay, so it says clear bins, baskets, and jars. You saw my jars up there. Oh, by the way. I'm part of a group, and I can't remember the name of it. So this is like 3 years ago. So it's like I'm not organized kind of a group. So somebody said Walmart was running a special. You can only do it online. It was right around COVID time. And they were running a special on jars, like 12 jars with the lids, with everything, brand new spanking new jars. These were pint-sized jars, $5 for 12. And
Yeah.
boy, I ordered the heck out of them. So here I am going overboard, because here's another thing. I want to save money. I'm visualizing, because of COVID, you can't find things, supply got low. And I'm thinking, I'm going to need these jars anyway for canning.
There's a term for that, actually.
What's that called?
It's called full set-itis. In
What's
other
that?
words, if it comes in a set, or if it's like one and you really want 12, then you cannot help it. You have to have the whole, like with me.
Yeah, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm saving $12 to $15.
You are
if I
now.
buy it. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And I'm
if you
thinking,
were smart,
but
and
I'm
you bought
thinking of the
stuff.
future.
Yeah, if you bought stuff back in 2020 and you had to replace it now, oh, that just makes me want to cringe, because even just simple
No,
things.
I'm using them. I've been using them. I think I bought 20 sets of them.
Oh, wow.
And I've got them in storage in another building. And of course, I don't throw anything like that I know that we can use, or that I can even give to somebody. But I'm using a big portion of those that I didn't think. I thought I was only going to be using them for canning. But see, I'm using them for storage.
Go online and find yourself, even if you find one on Marketplace. I'm going to show you what you need. It's dirty. Do not judge. What you need is this little guy. This is a cricket, but it's called a cricket. It's a Cricket Joy. As you can see, it's really small. But it's what you can do with it. I cut vinyl, a lot of vinyl, and I make my own labels. Like this is about to go in my drawer. You can do whatever font you want. It comes with an app. I don't use the app. I usually use my computer with my Joy. And you can buy the vinyl fairly cheap. And they have, generic vinyl on, like Amazon, Walmart, wherever. So you can get it really cheap and just.
Yeah, you can get it at the Dollar Tree now.
I would not buy vinyl from the Dollar Tree. It just wouldn't. It's too thin.
Oh, is it too thin?
Yeah.
But would it be okay just for labels and stuff like that?
I don't think it would, only because I don't think it would stay stuck.
Never mind. Oh my goodness. Less than a half a minute left in this segment. How can folks find out, because you have a website, how can folks find out more about you?
It's very neglected these days, but I do have a website. It's LorettaRodger.com. So it's LorettaRodger.com. All one word. And you can go on there and you can read it. I'm not really sure what has happened, but for some reason, one of the WordPress updates has taken away my search bar. But if you're looking for something or instructions on something, you can always go Loretta Rodger Never Ending Card, and it will come up on Google for you. So I've had my website for several years. I went to having my own private domain about 7 years ago now. So it was right after we moved here. I decided to go with my own website, and I have not regretted it. I just need to do more. So
we got to go. So you need to watch this again, okay? You'll learn a lot about organizing from Loretta Rodger. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna. I'm your host of The Edge. Again, thank you. I'll see you after a while with another awesome guest. And Loretta's going to be back in just about 2 weeks.